Hi YouTube, today we're going to be talking about how to divide fractions by whole numbers as well as how to divide whole numbers by fractions and seeing how those work in a story problems context. We're going to start over here under question number 2. So one Snickers bar, you have one Snickers bar and you're supposed to be putting 2/7 of a bar in a gift bag. How many gift bags can you fill? Okay, so let's just do this first via a picture. So imagine this is a Snickers bar. We're first going to cut it into 7 equal pieces, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So imagine those are 7 equal pieces, and each person gets 2/7. So each person would get 2 of these, right? Like this. So that would be for one person. That would be for another person. This would be for another person. And then we'd have about a seventh just left over. So the answer to this question shouldn't be too bad. So we have one Snickers bar, 2/7 a person. That would be one gift bag, 2 gift bags. That'd be the second gift bag. This would be the third gift bag. We can do the answer should be 3 gift bags, and then we'd have about 1/7 left, just kind of spare. Usually you'd eat this, right? If you're the person distributing the treats or something. Okay. All right, so that's how you can kind of get the answer. So we can say 3 complete gift bags plus like half of one, right? We need 2 of these to make it full. So the answer could be like 3.5, or we can just say 3 bags, right? That's a visual way to do the problem. Now let's do the problem kind of with a more traditional method, and we're going to see that we're still going to get this 3.5 answer. So here's how you do it a little more traditionally. So what we need to do is figure out how many do you have of something. We have one Snickers bar. All right, so we're going to write 1. What are we dividing it or breaking it up into? 2/7, sizes of 2/7. So when you're breaking something to pieces or dividing it amongst people, you need to think, okay, the first number goes on top, which is how much you have. The second number, which is the size you're breaking it up into, or the number of people you're breaking it up amongst, is what goes on the bottom. So in this case, 2/7. And you divide. Whenever you're breaking it up or splitting it up, it's division. So the number you have is on top, divided by the number you're trying to split it up into. And now we're going to use this little pattern, keep, change, flip. So we're going to keep the first number, 1. We're actually going to rewrite it as 1/1, but that's still the same number. It's not different at all. So we're keeping this number, but just rewriting as 1/1 because it just turns out to be helpful to write it that way. So 1/1. Now we're going to do the second step, which is change. It refers to the symbol. We change it from division to multiplication. And finally, the third step is to flip the second answer. So it's going to be from 2/7 to 7/2. And now you're just going to multiply like you would normally with fractions. So 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 2 is 2. So the answer is 7/2. You're like, oh, I thought the answer was 3/2 like before. Why is it different? Great question. But go ahead and put your hand down. So 7/2 we're actually going to see is the same as 3.5. So we're going to convert this to what's called a mixed number. So this is a fraction, improper fraction way to write it. We're going to convert this to a mixed number. The way we do that is actually dividing the 7 by 2. So we're going to take our 7, we're going to divide it by 2. 2 can go into 7 3 times. 2 times 3 is 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. That means that there are 3 groups of 2. So 2, 2, 2. So it goes in 2, goes in 3 nice times. So you get 3 whole 2s. So that's 3. And you would have a remainder of 1 after you get the 3 whole 2s. And that's where you leave over the 1/2. And you can watch a separate video on how to do this. But that's basically what you're doing there. And yes, you'll find out that 7/2 is another way to write 3.5. They're both equivalent. And you get the right answer. Cool. So the picture method, as well as just doing how much do you have? Let's just go to apply it to the next problem. So let's say you have 2/3 of a gallon of milk. You have 7 friends over. Each friend wants the same amount of milk. How much does each person get? Okay, so you have 2/3 of a gallon, so that's how much you have. So that's where you're going to write when you're starting. You are splitting it amongst people. So as soon as you see that, you should think of division. Now the number of people or the size that you're splitting it up in, that's always the bottom number. In this case, it's just plain old 7. So that's how we can set this up. How much do you have? Oh, we're splitting, so it's division. How many people or what size is on the bottom? Okay, so now that we have it set up, we do want to make sure everything's a fraction. So when dealing with fractions, you want to make sure everything's in fraction form. So we're going to change this from 7 just to 7 over 1. And now we're going to apply keep, change, flip. So we're going to keep the 2/3. We're going to change the sign to multiplication times. And we're going to go ahead and flip the last fraction from 7 over 1 to 1 over 7. And then we're going to multiply fractions. So 2 times 1 is 2. 3 times 7 is 21. So the answer is each person will get 2/21 of a gallon. Okay, that's how much each person would get. Awkward amount, but that's how those would work. So what you have goes on top. What you're breaking it up to or dividing by goes on the bottom. And when you're splitting, you need to be thinking division, and then you just follow keep, change, flip. Hopefully that helps you out, and that you like both the picture and the just using the numbers to get to the solution. Thanks, and good luck on dividing by fractions.